Oh, you got Sambas on, you loser. Okay.
What's wrong with Sambas?
Oh.
Hold on. What the fuck are those?
Because those are like in now.
Bro, what are you wearing?
I got my slippers. These are my dad's shoes, Chief.
Yeah, we can keep those on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you wearing guitar socks today?
Yeah. River bought them for me.
Okay, that's actually wholesome.
Ready?
Hey, so welcome back to another episode of In the Driver's Seat with ABS. As always, the pre-podcast show is much funnier than the actual podcast. We just checked out Sean's shoes. Pretty baller. Yeah, so
we're dad's shoes.
Is that really how you're going to start?
Yeah, how else do you want me to start?
I don't know. I can talk about my shoes.
No.
What are those?
These are Salomon XT6s. They are all-terrain shoes.
Who makes is Salomon its own brand?
Yeah. They specialize in ski gear, hiking gear, avant-garde gear.
So the laces, you just pull them, or
No, they're not laces.
what are they?
They're pull strings.
Pull strings.
Yeah.
They're like my snowboard boots with the wind-up thing.
Yeah. It's a ski company, so.
What do those go for?
More than whatever Sean paid for his.
Listen, I'm all about efficiency and comfort.
Me too.
So
And style.
I got the Sambas before like everybody wanted them.
Okay.
And I got them for like $50.
Yeah,
Before everybody wanted them.
Dude, they're like $150
curve.
on like StockX now. Like they're so expensive.
You gonna get the cheetah ones like Caitlin just got?
No, I'm gonna get those for my sister.
Okay.
So we've been traveling.
A little bit.
Y'all were gone for about a month.
Yeah, we were gone for a while.
It was nice.
Sean and I went to the ice in St. Moritz, Switzerland.
Yeah. We actually got to drive on the ice this year, which was epic.
That was absolutely
The footage
wild.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
That was wild.
The photos are great.
And then you guys, Sean, you went straight from Switzerland to Moda, Miami, which I want to hear about. And then you were at Amelia with our dear friend Coleman.
Oh, yeah. It's a trip.
And I heard that Coleman drove his Cayman from here to there.
Yeah, Coleman drove all the way down, and then, he gets down there. He's like, man, he put these X pipes in, which takes out...
The over-axle pipes.
Yeah.
He has a Cayman 4-liter.
Yeah, so what does it cross out the... The cats are still there, right? It's just like resonators. I don't know. Makes the car louder.
Drone? This is drone?
No, it's not bad, but he gets down there, and he's like, this car's a little loud. It kind of hurts my ears. I'm like, yeah, I get that. I'm like, even at like 85 miles an hour in 6th gear? He's like, oh, no, I'm never in 6th gear. I'm like, well, that explains why you
just left it in 3rd and 4th gear the whole time.
Yeah, but that's a great car. That's a great car for a road trip like that.
Yeah.
I'm just staying it the whole time.
You think we could put it on a truck on the way back? Yeah. No, the ice was really a lot of fun. You made a great video of it that you can see on our channel, but I think that is a there's a lot of events every year that people attend, the car shows. Seems like there's only more that are coming along, but I feel like that show in particular, not only because of where it is located, St. Moritz, very difficult, not the easiest place to get to, obviously in Switzerland as well, expensive country. The level of cars that go there is outrageous.
And
every car could win something, like any show.
Our class was pretty wild. So we brought the Pegaso Z102 lightweight coupe, and that's a 1 of 3 car, basically 1 of 3 lightweight coupes. There was a 904 in our class. We had a Porsche 908 that raced at the Targa Florio, original
250 short wheelbase.
Yeah, 250 short wheelbase, 427 Cobra.
The Lola
was pretty wild. But for those that don't know, there's a ton of coverage of it on Instagram. But basically, it takes place in Lake St. Moritz, and there's a concours on this frozen lake, and then cars do an exhibition day after the concours day where they basically do laps around a frozen lake. And
it's absurd.
We had a lot of fun with it. We had fun with the Jimmy Johnson NASCAR champion.
The best part about it is people watching, though. The cars are great.
That's what I was going to say. Sean was outfit spotting for me, and there were a lot of fluffy outfits.
Well, it's one of those places where it's,
It's bougie.
They make it affordable. Like, it's not crazy. Like, a general admission ticket wasn't crazy expensive. And
they're like, that'll be 4,000 Swiss francs.
I think it was like 80.
Really?
Yeah, for a general admission.
It is cheap, actually.
And you have all these super significant cars, some mostly all 7-figure cars, if not even more. And then, the funny thing is you go into like the driver's tent, everyone is, you start to know these people who own all these cars, and everyone is very nice. And then you go out and you got the Instagram crowd.
It seems like a big Instagram
event. I mean, every show you go to, there's, the Instagram crowd, but this show in particular seemed like it was extra Instagrammy.
Oh yeah.
Well, you got like the fur, like people
fur
wearing
coats,
the furs, and like the perfectly placed cigar, and like they have the person following them, like taking photos. It's just like, to me, it was like it was the most I've ever seen of it.
There was a lot of like influencer in the
like
wild.
It was like influencer in the wild.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a show thing or a St. Moritz thing?
Show.
Yeah.
But it's in St. Moritz, so people got to flex that they're in St. Moritz.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then
I saw a lot of videos that came out. It's like, what watch are you wearing? What shoes are you wearing? What hat are you? No, everyone's like, this is my Loro Piana hat. This is my AP. That's like one of 6. That's like made with like, I can't even say that.
I'm wearing my Audrain hat with my Helly Hansen coat. That's what most of the owners were. But it's fine. I mean, you kind of adapt to each show that you go to, but I just thought it was really funny, like how Instagrammy non-car related people were there.
I'm gonna get you that coat that our boy was wearing.
Is that the fur coat that I got a photo of?
Yeah.
I mean, that was outrageous. It's like, who let you, sir? Like, who let you out in public with that thing?
I never take pictures of anything. Like I'm not a picture guy. Unless I see a crazy car, I'll take pictures of our car in cool environments. But like, there's very few times where I'm like, I need to take a picture of this. I think I took a couple pictures.
That one made the rounds.
Yeah, but
that was the greatest outfit I've ever seen.
Epic event. I mean, it is, anyone who can go to it, it is very much worth it, just to see the level of cars in an environment that, I think a few times when we were driving, I was driving with Nick, and I was like, when we went out on the ice the first time, I was like, do you think in like 1952 when this car was made that even the thought that in 2025 it would be driving on the frozen lake in Switzerland with like, a 250,
10,000 people watching.
Yeah, 10,000 people watching, and with other race cars, and it's just like a crazy thing. And people drive the cars wild on the ice. I mean, we were pretty conservative, not my car, so I wasn't going crazy, but there was that. I think a Maserati crashed actually.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that online. Yeah,
after we went out.
Really?
I saw. Yeah, that's what I saw. It was getting towed in. Yeah.
Yeah, we missed it.
Had a front end crash. It wasn't like a total.
What did he crash into? Like the
snowbank or the side?
How?
Huh?
He lost control of the vehicle
on the ice.
Yes.
When you drive on ice.
Yeah, it's a little slippery.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate
when you drive on ice.
Yeah,
and I think when people you get more comfortable, and it was just like a crazy.
Nobody could top Jimmy Johnson.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Watching him slide that 904.
Well, it was hysterical because we saw his name on the car, and we were like, I wonder if he's gonna come. So that's how we were like questioning if he was driving, because I think the first time it went out with us,
he wasn't driving.
He wasn't driving, so we didn't really see the car, and then when it went out again, that's when we saw that epic. Yeah, I mean, it was like majestic. It's like one of those things where when people are extremely good at what they do, whether it's sports, driving, they just make it look like it's the easiest thing in the world to do. It just looked like the easiest. It was just like, no problem.
He could do that. Having seen Ben do a lot of great drifts in his day, you
wouldn't want to do it in that car on the ice.
Not in the 904.
You would have a lot. You could absolutely slide that whole track.
Yeah.
I know you could.
It seems fun.
But then we talked to him after, because when they parked next to us, he's like the nicest person in the world, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
And he was just saying how perfectly balanced the car is, and he was in 4th gear, and he said he was just. It was not even.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to think about it.
Jay Ward rode with him, and he said that he was doing it all like one-handed, and they were like having a conversation while he was like,
easy,
absolutely wild.
So that was a fun event, and Antonio.
Oh no.
Antonio, being Antonio, booked a freaking hotel you had to take a train to.
Dude, Sam couldn't even
drive to his hotel.
Yeah, no.
So we were like, he was like in panic mode the whole time. He's like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I gotta take my train to get to my hotel. The hotel's at a train stop.
We know that I'm a nervous guy, and like every day I'd be like, Sean, like, what time do you think I should like leave? Like, what time do you think I should get there?
The train is getting it's like, how do you book a hotel that only a train can get to?
So it's St. Moritz, so everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
So I found this thing that was only like 700 Swiss francs for the week. I'm like, this is perfect, book. And then I didn't realize in the summer you can get there because there's an access road, but in the winter because of the snow in the Alps, you can only get there. You can only get there via train. I wanted to get in your hotel, but when I went to book it, everything was booked, and all of the hotels like around were all booked, and I was like, oh, this blows.
So yeah, I mean, you had to catch a flight, and then like on the weekends it doesn't even run in the morning, so you had to. So I had to stay in my hotel room Saturday night to make your flight, and you want to get to the hotel or you want to get to the airport 10 hours before your flight, so I had to drive you to the.
Take the train, Chief. Dude,
hey.
you always got the best lodging stories on these trips. We won't go into the others,
bro.
But
yeah,
you've had some good ones.
I've had some insane, dude. When I was in Amelia,
I feel like you manifested, dude.
I don't think I do. So, some of my lodging stories have been like incredible, like the Villa d'Este Hotel, absolutely insane.
Or
that's great.
We were at Pebble, and you go out, and I was like, I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep. You come back. So anyway, I scraped your car, parking it. It's like, okay,
still dealing with that insurance claim.
Finally.
Well, the one that came to mind was his Mille Amelia story, but I won't go into that.
Yeah,
we gotta cut that one. The worst.
Yeah, no, we always have fun on our trips, and I think we you really get amazing footage, and I think the photographs this year were
amazing. The lighting is unreal out there.
Those are the greatest photos I've ever taken, but I can't take credit for editing them because I did make Sam edit them for me because I don't know how to color correct. But yeah, those were fun to take.
Yeah, those were epic.
That was
a top tier trip.
Are we going back
for sure? Huh?
Are we going back?
We're going back next year. I mean, it's just you can't not with the cars. I mean, it's just.
Well, I've talked to a few people who have seen it online and are planning ski trips around that event now.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, the skiing there is insane.
Yeah.
We went up. We didn't go skiing, but we went up that mountain to have lunch. Last year.
Yeah.
And it's just like you ride a gondola. It's like you know when you're skiing, you're like you're on the lift. You're like, oh, I think I'm at the top, and you just keep going and going. It just keeps going.
I mean,
the
town I stayed in, which was 10 minutes from St. Moritz,
Pontresina.
The slopes ended into the town, so like you could just ski into the town and then just take your skis off and walk on the street.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I'd eat that up.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So yeah, that was an epic event. I think the car that ended up winning the Type 59 Bugatti. Yeah, I mean that I only took one picture. I think I took 2 pictures of cars when we arrived. That was one of them.
2 pictures of cars, 1 picture of an outfit.
Yeah, and I just that car seeing and again I talked to the driver, the owner for a bit, and he was super nice.
Super nice.
Super nice. Drives.
He's an architect, right? Or a designer? He's a big designer, and I think he's helped design some stuff for Ferrari too. Something like that. I don't know exactly, but he's like a big shot, and you'd never know. He's like super nice.
No idea, but anyway, that car was, seeing that on the ice too. It was just seeing it. It was almost like fake.
Yeah.
That's the only way to put it.
Yeah,
like
it's
when
like
you're
a pipe
seeing
dream.
it, you're like, this can't be real. And I think it's got more momentum every year, and I think next year the cars are going to be even better.
Oh yeah. And then you flew to Moda, Miami.
Yeah, Moda, which is RM's event that they do. It's more of a lifestyle event is what they call it, but they had probably the most epic sale of cars for, they sold a lot of the Indy Museum cars that were coming up, which was, I think they had 9 lots on the Thursday night.
Who does that? RM.
RM, yeah, RM. They did 2 nights. Good call,
Yeah,
Chief.
good job.
And
Did your research?
yeah, so they
figured it out.
They do the auction Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday is the show. And the Thursday auction was 9 lots, and it was like $35 million in sales.
What were the cars?
Okay.
It was the 1909 Mercedes that sold for like I think $8 million. One of the Le Mans 4 GTs that was in the Indy Museum that was $13 million.
The Lauren and Clement.
Yep.
Yes,
that was
the original Skoda.
Yes.
Oh yeah, can you tell us about that?
It was the first aerodynamic car. It was, and it's tiny.
With active aero.
Yeah, the magnesium Corvette.
Sam, just go off.
I mean, I don't know that much about it, but I think it was 1911, and it has this giant rudder on the back that's connected to the steering wheel. So
That's
fabric.
sick.
And it was pretty much all original.
That's
which
sick.
was cool because that was in the Indy Museum as well. They had the Corvette, the magnesium Corvette, the race Corvette. That was pretty much all original. Sold for like 7 or 8 million. I mean, it was just every car was like untouched. Hasn't been moved since like the 60s. Just epic.
Wow.
And then
how was the Concours day? Like, how was the show?
It's the show is Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday is kind of like it's a peer judge show. So for every car, if we had a car in a class, we got to judge as an entrant which car we liked the most.
Interesting.
And we had a car in.
You obviously can't vote for yourself.
No. So our 1907 Renault, the Vanderbilt Racer, was in a class called Dawn of Motoring, which had the Mercer Raceabout, which was an Amelia in our class as well.
Sick.
It had 2 Packards. It had, what else was in that? I'm starting to, the Raceabout, Packards. Can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but it was a really stacked early class. And then the 1927 Asada Frascini Fleetwood was in what was called the winner's circle. So it was cars who have all won concours across the world. So there was 8 cars.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
were all extremely significant, and like 6 of them were restored by RM, which was hilarious.
Wow.
So that was its own class, not a judged. So it wasn't a peer judged. Every car in that class was kind of paraded and shown.
Oh,
it was
cool.
one of the highlights of the entire show.
Oh, cool.
And each got an award for being in the winner's class.
That's cool.
Or winner's circle.
Nice.
The Renault got second in class behind the 1916 Packard, which was a really cool car. I don't know much about it off the top of my head.
What kind of body was it? The Packard.
It was
Twin 6 or Twin 6?
I just can't remember what it was. I'll have to look. It was a big
car.
Big
Got
car.
it. All right.
You got it.
Got it.
You could fit a lot of people in it, but beautiful, like dark blue. Pretty original. But yeah, it was a really cool show. Really wide variety of cars, and it's a very relaxed environment. You know, you go to a lot of these shows, and it's very, especially as an entrant, kind of chaotic. And you know, RM really does a good job in making sure that not only the entrants but the people coming to the show are well taken care of. Everything is top notch. It starts at 11. You know, it's kind of like you're like, what is, you know, for us who goes to a lot of these shows, we're like
there at 5 a.m.
I can like sleep in a little bit. Like, this is a little weird. And you know, not being a traditionally judged show, there's no, you know, presenting the car, running the car. I don't, you know, obviously we won a couple awards, so we drove them up, but wasn't the typical making sure everything's working, you know.
Interesting.
Going through each little detail of the car, the history.
How are the crowds? A lot of people?
Yeah, it's a spread out show because it's at the Biltmore.
Yeah.
Which is it's in a golf course, so
I went last year.
Yeah, pretty wide. I feel like the Sunday had more people. It was hotter Sunday, but I feel like Sunday had more people.
I think last year, well, because Amelia and Moto were on the same day or the same weekend. I mean, I went to both, but I feel like because they were both on the same weekend, like the crowds were kind of, one was more here and one was more there.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of
that makes sense. Obviously, they were a week apart this year, but
which I think is better.
A lot of people there at Moto were also, like the race about, we're going to Amelia. I would say the auction was epic. And just the overall
Crazy parties.
At Moda.
Yeah, that's
I feel
the
like
thing.
this year. I mean, I'm sure it was. They had a great lounge for the.
You're not a partier, so
Yeah, they had a great lounge for the entrance. Really good food. I mean, it was just all. And being at a hotel,
yeah.
you get tired, you can go to your room. Rest for a minute.
It is a cool concept. It's a cool show.
Yeah, really cool show. And like I said, the cars, really, really amazing cars.
Yeah. How was Amelia?
It was great. Got there on Thursday, and we had the tour on Friday. The tour was kind of long. It was
120 miles, right?
Pretty good attendance. I don't think it was that far. I think the tour itself was around 60 miles.
Oh, okay.
And we had our 16 Packard Twin 6 runabout, which is an awesome car that drives so well, and it's so quiet, and it's so smooth, and it's so powerful, and you could go on and on about it. So that car has like an 18-gallon fuel tank, and it's
small.
We're talking about a 7-liter V12, so it had a full tank of fuel. We drive maybe 3 or 4 miles from the trailer to the start of the tour. Do the tour. There's multiple stops, so you're starting and stopping the car 3 or 4 times throughout the day on this tour. And the tour is 60 miles, but it ends like 25 miles away.
Interesting.
So then they have us take a ferry. We get on the ferry. Turn the car off, turn it back on. Get on the ferry, turn the car off, turn the car back on. We get moving, and we ran out of fuel probably about a mile by the gas station. Like, we were so close.
Got your pushing legs ready.
Yeah, so we had to put 93 in it, which it didn't love, but then we flushed it out with 110. And then we are actually at dinner that night, and we get a message that the Concours had been moved. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this was Thursday. We got a message that the Concours had been moved to Saturday because
From
of weather.
Sunday.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be on Sunday. On Saturday, they have a Cars and Coffee event and all this stuff. So that kind of got wiped.
Oof.
So, yeah, everything got pushed up. So we had tour, obviously driving all day, get it back to the truck. And then it was probably like 3:30, 4 o'clock by the time we got back. And it was like, detail it until it's dark. Like, until we literally can't see anymore. So probably spent 2.5 hours detailing it, which is fun. And, got it ready for Saturday. Amelia's huge. I haven't been since 19 when Bill Warner owned it. But it seems like it's just as big, if not bigger.
They have a lot of space.
So much space. I look down.
In a good way or a bad way?
So the space thing?
Yeah.
Good.
I think it's great. I mean, it's almost like they have too much space. You can tell once you get to the back, they're, kind of got some things here just to kind of fill it in a little bit. Some non-judge things, some tents all the way in the back, and it's...
The race cars looked pretty impressive.
Yeah, the race car.
there were some really significant race cars. I mean, there's a huge Porsche presence down there. If you're a Porsche guy, great show to go to. Us three get a lot of Porsches, so it gets a little mind-numbing.
Yep.
But great race car Porsches on the field. And there was an awesome IROC class that Stevie would have loved. Of course, Stevie's gone. But they had like, he's in the bathroom or sleeping or something. So we got the IROC Camaros. We got
that would have been one of my favorite.
Yeah, no, it was my favorite class. We had the Budweiser Dale Earnhardt IROC Camaro. We had all these different, muscle cars from the throughout all the 80s. It was just
that's cool.
Totally cool. The quality of cars is amazing. We were in a horseless carriage class, which was interesting. Hey, Steve, I was just talking about you. Yep. Okay, good. I was only saying good things.
I was taking a phone call.
I was looking up new avalanches. My rockers are out now. She needs brakes and a transfer case cable.
Yeah, I need a new transfer case.
It still gets me there and back. So yeah, it was good.
I have a great... I got it. I have a great Stevie story after this. Give me my phone. I need that for our member questions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we have questions?
Great.
Yeah, bro.
You didn't tell me.
So yeah, it was a great event. So many people.
The car did well.
Car did well. I was getting there. Car won second in its class.
Nice.
Behind the Mercer from the Singleton Collection and our friend Matt Goist, who's been our friend for a while. And I actually bidded on my first vehicle in person.
No
And
way.
won.
Which was
How was
and
it?
won the car.
No way.
It was awesome. So I was going to do it on the phone, but there's like no service because there's 8 billion people there.
Yeah.
So I went in and registered myself, sat there for a little while, and I was bidding on a Lancia B20.
For
which
one
is
of our
in great shape.
motorsport
For one of our
members.
motorsport members. This is one of the nice perks we do for our motorsport members. And the owner said he was good to 150, not $1 more. So that's no problem. Car comes up. It was lot 47, 49. Car comes up. Talk about the car, and then they ask for bids. And it's silent. Like no one bids.
So what was the starting?
Starting bid was 80.
Okay.
No reserve. And
So you're like 150.
Yeah. I'm spending your money well, sir. I didn't go over. No, but no one bid. Like I've never seen that in a real in-person auction where the car
just
comes
quiet.
up and no one bids. So I kind of wait a few seconds, probably 4 or 5 seconds, put my hand up for 80. It's no real action. Like one guy comes in at 85, I go 90. 95 comes, I go 100.
2.6 million.
$2.6 trillion. And
You didn't do our traditional $100 increments?
no, I was trying to do 250, but apparently over 75 grand, you can't do $250 increments. I did try, they didn't allow it. But yeah, 100 grand. Look around. I'm like sitting there like sweating. Like,
Bro, I would have been.
I wasn't nervous, but it's one of those things where even though it's not my money, it feels like a steal.
Yeah.
You know, so we do this on Bring a Trailer all the time, and if we're bidding for someone and they say go to 10K and then call me, and we're at like 6,500. It's like, please.
Yeah.
I'm like talking to myself. And it's funny because I'm 29. I don't look a day over 17. And everyone around me doesn't look a day under 75. So I'm bidding and people are kind of looking at me and I'm just like whispering stuff like, come on, baby, 100. And I got the car. It was totally awesome.
Yeah.
It was a cool rush. And got out of there before anyone asked me any financial questions about
Were you
myself.
like, do you take cash?
I have a Cane's gift card.
And the funny part about that car is Brian Oliver restored that car.
No way.
Yeah,
He
fully
did?
restored it.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
What color?
I think it's black. I believe.
That's
I didn't see
cool.
the car up close.
What year? Like 50.
I call it a 53.
Nice.
54. Great.
That's
Those
cool.
are great cars.
That's
it was
cool.
a fun experience. And again, it was like I didn't want to bid in person, but it's one of those things where if you can't trust your connection,
Yeah, you gotta
I
do
just
it.
went and sat in there for an hour.
You stole it. So.
Yeah, and I stole it. So
That's cool.
that was a fun moment. That was probably the highlight of my weekend.
That's very cool.
And then, almost like Sean saying, he got up late for the show because it starts late. Sunday got canceled, and it was pouring rain all day, and there was nothing to do. And
that
our flight
happened
was
last year when Lee and I did the tour last year.
Oh yeah,
Pouring rain.
yeah. Well, we didn't have any events. Like the event's over, so I saw my friends from Bonhams, Gordon and Ian, and had lunch with them. Had to shot the ship for a little while, and it was an odd day.
It's
it was
weird.
It was weird because you're sitting there, you don't know what's going on because there's nothing going on. It's like I'm in Florida. You had daylight savings time. Okay?
Oh yeah.
And then you just feel like you're useless.
Yeah, but and at the end of the day it was Sunday, so it's like okay, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was a great trip and love Florida, but would never live there. Yeah, so it's great.
Good update.
Yeah.
Well, we have some member questions. Can I have my phone back now?
Oh sure.
Thank you.
Oh, good
You're
one.
gonna give me the.
Oh sorry.
Dude, if you crack that, I would.
No, I'll pay for it.
No, you won't.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's see.
Are these for us or for? Are we all? How are we doing this, Chief?
I mean, I'll read all of them.
You can be the moderator.
Yeah, you be my. We'll all answer, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
right.
yeah. Wait. Stop it.
Sam can also ask him.
He doesn't have them. I have them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is from
Sam's busy. Sam just
Sam's
looked up
busy.
like, dude, I'm in the middle of something.
all of the people that actually asked questions. Some of them I couldn't say.
Why?
It's just
Inappropriate?
inappropriate.
Oh, some of the questions you couldn't
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is from our friend Freddie. So Freddie 240Z.
What up, Freddie? Freddie's got the
Um,
best cars.
Freddie says, when are you guys going to start selling driver's seat with ABS merch? I would say
we've been
we-
brewing
we-
on that.
We have a few things cooking.
Yeah,
Yes.
Barry has something cooking, so maybe we'll get that going for the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need a graphic tee.
we need a graphic tee.
We shouldn't go crazy with a lot of items.
Yes, we need a graphic tee, but we also need to put something out to the community to see if they would actually buy it first. I think like a little teaser.
Well, if your name's on it, no one's gonna buy it. So if we just
I love you guys so much. Excuse my French. I mean, I don't disagree.
Because BS gear would do well.
That would do well. BS Garage.
Yeah. So anyway, what was the next question?
I am like the glue that holds this together. Okay, so maybe this summer.
So yeah, well, we got some stuff.
What would you like to see? Like, DM us. Like, hit us in the comments.
Yo.
Like, what do you want to buy? Because we'll take your money. It's just a matter of what we should make.
What's the next question?
All right,
Chief?
next.
Tom USA says,
What's up, Tom?
he says,
That's my guy.
Who is the
our
best
guy.
driver? A,
Me.
B, or S?
Tom, it's me. It's not.
I think it varies from.
Oh, all right. That's a good
application.
answer. That's a good answer. If it's a pre-war vehicle, it's probably me.
Yeah.
No. If it's crashing a vehicle,
It's
me.
Antonio.
It's you. Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Motorcycles, Antonio. Modern shit, I would say Chester. Older shit, probably me.
Yeah.
I want to drive more pre-war stuff though.
Yeah.
That is the
That's just-
most engaging driving you can do.
That's just more of
I would say we're all pretty good drivers, but we're all very lucky to drive all of this stuff. Like,
Yeah,
and,
no,
and
of
we
course.
have
I
we
think
have a
we
lot of
don't-
practice with driving,
Yeah.
whether it's supercars, whatever it may be. Like, we all kind of
the
understand
thing is,
how to drive
we
them.
don't drive them hard. Like they're not ours. It's
Yeah.
not
Right.
ours. So we're not like driving aggressively. But I think there's
But also, we've all had cars that require you to have some
Yeah,
driving
that's
skill.
true.
Sean's had an M2. You've had a Mini Cooper. I've got my BMW, and it's like
Boxster.
I drive my car to drive it at the limit
Yeah.
when I want to.
Yeah.
So it's like if you study good driving dynamics and listen to people and go to autocross events and track
Yeah.
events and listen to how to drive, then you can apply that
Yeah.
into your own car,
Yeah.
which is fun
so I think we all have our areas.
for sure.
That's the best way to put it.
For sure.
Okay. Matt McCann says, how can someone in college or a younger person... They did not write this. How can someone in college or a younger person in general get into the classic car scene in New England?
Ooh, can I
would
answer
say
this? Oh, you go first.
I would just say volunteering somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I would say. First of all, we'll work on the grammar, and then we'll go.
I think
from
it's
there.
the reading.
I'm
not
also
the grammar.
Oh, it's the reading.
Bro,
Oh, never mind.
I'm
Sorry,
also-
Matt. Sorry, Matt McCann.
No, you read it. It says...
But here's my whole thing. It's times have changed, and you can't just write up a resume and email it to someone and say thanks for your time, and then worry about bothering them about it. Like, you have to get in front of people's faces and prove to them that you can do it, and
Right.
whether that's by volunteering or mopping the floors or
Yep.
literally walking in the door with a resume and being like, I need to work here,
Yeah.
and put some pressure on them.
That's what I did.
Like, yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah,
That's what I
mean,
did.
I feel like most places, especially in our environment, you like you said, you have to be humble, and you have to be able to be willing to do anything, and
Yeah.
that includes when I entered the automotive world, I was 22, so at that time I felt like I was an adult, but you're still a kid, and I was making like $10 an hour.
Yeah.
I suffered. I struggled for a little bit, but
Yeah.
with the again, proving yourself over time, people see value when you show up and
Yep.
you work hard and you understand what you're doing, and there is a future. You just got to be willing to.
I think part of it also is, I completely agree. Part of it also is there are some businesses, companies, whatever, that are open to coaching up
Yeah.
young guys.
Yeah, they are.
And,
100%.
we're
'Cause
one of
they're
those places.
They're looking for it, and there's a need
Yep,
for it.
we're one of those
Yeah.
places. We can't go out and hire 100 people that come to our door, but you can volunteer. If you put in the time, you'll find yourself in this building helping us. And it'll get you in the door. And then
Yeah.
you go apply for somewhere else, and we can call them and give you a letter of recommendation.
What I would always tell people, especially when I started hiring people, and then I had people on my team hiring people, whoever was interviewing whoever, I would always just make sure that you understand that we can always teach the skill, but we cannot teach the will. You
Yeah.
cannot teach people to come into work and be
Yeah.
willing to want to work. And
If someone says we got to stay late, you say,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
problem.
I don't care if you worked at, one of my best employees that when I was at one of our top salesmen at Tesla for my store,
Tesla.
Tesla.
worked at Starbucks and McDonald's prior to
Yeah.
but I saw it, and I
Yeah.
knew he was willing to come in, like, and that's all you need. You need people who are willing to hustle, willing and are hungry, and that, and then if you get them around the right people.
Yep. We did this was like 5-6 years ago. We still do, but we don't do this exact thing anymore. We used to go to Rogers once every week or two and speak to the automotive program about a different topic every week. And I got thrown into that one morning, and I go over, and I wanted to talk about networking and just this, because I literally think if you have a passion for this, there's a gap for anyone. Like all these classic car, companies, a lot of old guys there, and they'll be moving on.
They're
soon.
looking to pass it down to somebody else.
I think there's an intimidation factor, and I think people don't realize, especially younger kids. Most places, a lot of these shops that you go to, we go to a lot because we have cars everywhere. We go to these events. Almost everyone is saying how they're struggling to get help.
No one has the right help.
Yeah, that is so true.
So just going to, like, literally just showing up at shops. Don't be afraid. They're, most of these places will show you around, want people like you to be a part of what we're doing, and it's the only way it's going to continue. And like I said, a lot of these places are struggling for help.
I would also say, like, a lot of people find jobs and stuff on, like, Indeed or, like, LinkedIn. A lot of these, like, car shops, like, they don't.
You ain't gonna find a job.
They're not
Yeah.
listing it, so you just got to go in person, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's a great question.
Yeah,
and
really good.
I would walk in and you if you have skills, show them your skills.
Yeah.
And I walked into the museum and highlighted a certain set of skills that I had in writing, in editing, in reading, and helped with the exhibitions. And then the team here saw that I had other skills, and I'm able to be used elsewhere. So it's a great question.
Okay, our friend Louis Barone asked 2 questions.
Hi, Louis.
He said, who's actually been a guest on the podcast.
We love Louis.
What is your favorite past museum exhibition? And then he also said the most anticipated car of 2025.
Like for the collection or just in general?
I think in general. I would say favorite past museum exhibition was probably the GM concept car show that we did. That was like right in the thick of me being an intern here in 2019. And I remember you and I and also David spent a lot of time curating that show. Yeah. And that was like really one of the only shows that I like fully helped you to curate, because then I moved into all the video stuff. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of fun. And we learned a lot of stuff, and those cars were like insane.
Yeah. So I have a quick story about that. That's also by far my favorite exhibition because of all the information, all the history behind that show.
And when they pulled up on the truck and like,
we had
Firebird 3 was like,
it's $150 million worth of cars in a room. It was insane. So David and I went to the General Motors Heritage Center to do primary research on the cars that are coming.
So wild.
And we get there and they don't open the building to the public. You cannot make appointments. You have to be like brought in from above. It's in Warren, Michigan. And we go in the building. There's like 3 guys there. They're all archivists, and they set us up with a table and all these rolling carts with all. They already organized the files from the 11 or 12 cars that we were taking from them, and it was in chronological order from the oldest to the newest. The oldest car we had was a 1931 Cadillac V16 touring car, big old red, beautiful 19-foot. V16 touring car. And like the second file I pull out of there, we're 5 minutes in the building, we sit down, we stretch, crack our knuckles, open the file for the Cadillac. Second page says the car was owned by Mrs. Augusta Little on Thayer Street in Providence, Rhode Island. And it was like, this is like meant to be. So we're at our motorsport event a few weeks ago at our wine dinner, which was a great event. And I'm hearing this woman talk to Scott, and Scott calls me over, and he says, "Do you know this woman,
Miss Augusta Little,
Miss Little, and Mrs. Little?" And I said, "No, I don't." And she says, "Oh, well, you had my grandmother's car in the show. It was a big Cadillac." And I was like, "Oh my God, like
that's wild.
This is you. That was your grandmother." And she told me her grandmother and her grandfather's life story, and I'd actually forgotten the detail that her father had founded Textron, which my dad worked for 17 years.
Wow.
In Providence, and it was like this whole, just reminder that the world is not that big.
That's cool.
But that show with so much history in every car, by far my favorite.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That's
That was
very
good.
very cool.
I wasn't involved yet for that show, but that was I was here for
That was
the
cool. You
Concours
saw
when
the
it was there.
show.
Yeah, I saw it. But I was, yeah,
Right.
That was
Sean was
f***ing
telling
epic.
me where to put the trophies for the Concours. Like,
Oh my
eight-
God.
You didn't do it.
We had a long night that year.
Yeah.
Antonio.
I mean, that's hard to beat. But my favorite show I was involved with, I mean, probably I like the supercar one with the McLaren F1 and the
Yeah.
CLK GTR
That
and the
was sick.
959S.
We did well with
and-
that show.
Yeah, that was a
we
good
got
one.
some meters.
Yeah, because you know, it's like we're loading. You know, you're sitting you get to sit in a McLaren F1. It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
now what? Drive it, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely
I
wild.
wish.
Yeah, so that was a
That was an
just had-
amazing show. And when we closed out the show and there were 2,000 people outside to watch us
Oh, yeah,
parade around
drive it,
town,
yeah.
that was an amazing
yeah,
event
that was
as well.
cool. Forgot about that. Yeah.
That was
Police escort. That was
Yeah.
a wild moment.
I mean, besides the General Motors show, the supercar show
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah,
I mean, we
just
had the
because
Vector, we had the 959.
It wasn't just like your typical like, okay, we're gonna throw in an
Aventador.
Aventador,
Yeah.
you know, the Ferrari, whatever. You know, it was like
458.
it was like these were the
we did
top
well.
tier
We had
cars.
Ralph Lauren's
Yeah.
Reventone.
Yeah.
It was
Every
cool.
car was
yeah,
epic.
yeah.
I mean,
That
dude,
was
we had some
wild.
heaters. We
Yeah.
had some heaters.
That was wild.
There's still photos of our loadout floating around the internet.
I'm sure. I mean, just the fact that we had a CLK GTR. I mean,
I know.
that in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then okay, a McLaren F1. Okay, a
That was-
959.
that was
okay,
wild.
An Enzo. Okay,
That
It's
was
like-
awesome.
Yeah.
That was a fun day.
Anticipated car of 2025.
Just
I
in
mean,
general, huh?
I mean, so we're kind of early on that because it's March right now, but a lot of stuff gets unveiled at like Goodwood and then at like Pebble. So
Yeah.
like I feel
Yeah.
like the 992.2 GT2 is probably going to come out this year.
I don't really care. I mean, like new cars. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what's coming out. What's coming out?
We don't really know, but there's been like, if we're talking about the P word list, there has been a list that's floated around the internet of like potential, like they're supposedly coming out with a GT2.
Yeah, the leaks of-
potentially a GT2 RS. There might be like a new version of like the Sport Classic. But other than that, I mean, we don't really know yet. So Louis, I'm sorry on.
Well,
on that
Louis
one.
said most anticipated car, and I'm going to take this in a different direction. One of our classes in the Concours this year is a GT40 class.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll
okay.
leave it
That'll
at
be
that.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll see him on the tour. You'll see him
Yeah.
at the gathering. You'll
Those-
see him.
A bunch of
I've been a
them.
bit involved in getting those cars organized.
It's not even a handful. It's a bunch.
It's a freaking bunch, man. It's a freaking bunch of them. I'm very frothy about that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Speaking of cars, you know,
Speaking of
we're
cars,
just on a
dude,
car podcast.
Usually, what we do. Good.
All right. Car Photo says, shout out Jonathan. He says,
Hey, Johnny.
When's Terry buying a car? I don't.
I have a car, dude. Like, I don't.
Jonathan.
He's not a buyer. so I don't know.
Jonathan, ask a better.
I'm working on
Properties.
investment properties in my portfolio.
Jonathan, that was a. I'm sorry, buddy.
John, once I'm as fast as a driver as you, then we'll talk. Okay.
We love you, Jonathan. Schooler Photography says opinions on
what up,
cars
Tom?
of the classic era from 1928 to 1939.
Very specific era.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's when they became aerodynamic.
Yeah, it's all Duesenbergs. I mean,
Absolutely beautiful cars.
it's like the
long speed. Like
Well, we've got those Alphas in the museum right now that fit into
Yeah.
that bracket.
I mean,
like the Enzo Ferrari Alpha days.
yeah, those
pretty
are
good.
fire.
Can I also?
for me, it's Duesenberg.
I'm also gonna do a little reveal, but it's not a reveal because it's public info. Alpha 8C class at the Concours as
Really?
well. I mean, that's brewing,
those- yeah.
and it's gonna be serious.
Yeah, those are all heaters.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like the racing too. That's when cars cars were always fast, but that's when they started to get like really fast.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, just look at 8Cs. They were 120 mile an hour cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Outrageous. Not my favorite era, but very respectable era.
Yeah. It also,
I think I like cars from the teens more than I like cars from the 30s.
Me too.
That's just me.
well, it was kind of it was tough time because then with World War II, like
It stopped. Everything stopped.
Everything stopped. So I mean, it was kind of like the end of it before
Yeah.
it started up again. Final question.
Look at a lot of
from
questions. I love it,
from
people.
Michael Badamy, who's Nicole Johnson's producer.
Oh, word.
Hi, Mike.
What up, Mike?
He said, "What is Antonio's favorite Ferrari?" Final answer: no tied for first place is accepted.
Mondial.
430.
Mondial.
430. The Mondial, yeah, bro.
No. Is it a 430?
458.
458. That's what I meant.
That is my favorite Ferrari. I think ever since the
Nah, you're a Ferrari bimbo racer.
You're kind of a
typically.
360 F1 kind of guy.
Yeah.
vert 360 F1 vert.
Yeah, no. Antonio would buy a stick 360 and swap it to him.
I would not.
Avant-garde.
I would not. 458. I would
Just a baser or what?
Yeah.
literally
Tan interior.
So I
Resale red with
Actually, Harris. You see, Harris just bought one.
yes, dude.
Gray on tan.
The 458. So okay, it would have to be a 458, and it would have to be non-red. Like it would have to be like a silver or blue or like a yellow or something. Even like green, like a green over tan 458. Oh, that would be so fire.
What would yours be, Sean? One answer.
F40.
Modern?
No, any
Could
Ferrari.
be any Ferrari.
I know my answer. It's not
imitating a
hard.
Ferrari?
I really don't know.
250 short wheelbase.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, that's the best.
250 LM.
I think a short
Beautiful.
wheelbase is the best looking
I think
Ferrari.
the 250 short wheelbase. Yeah, you just said it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
250 short.
Best-
Best looking Ferrari of
looking
all
Ferrari.
time. Perfect proportions, not too
Yeah.
long. Hood's not too long. You don't have the long
Plenty
nose
of
of the
power.
later ones.
Since you said that, I was.
I would
up
love
there.
to see how that drives.
You strike me as like a Puro Sangue type of guy.
I'd probably own one, but I would have
No,
to. I
you
would have
don't
to be given it.
Dodici Cilindri.
Oh God. No, thank you.
Harris loves it, man.
Yeah, but it's 600
Yeah, but
grand or
my
something.
MO is if Harris likes it, I like it.
I'm sure it drives.
If Harris likes it, I like it.
I'm sure
Yes.
it's incredible, but you have to look at it. That's
don't-
the problem.
But when
Don't
you-
have to look at it when you're driving it.
But when
Chief.
you get invited by Ferrari and they're
You have
like,
to say you like it.
Yes.
But if Harris likes it, we like it. If Harris were to jump out of a plane and say you have to jump, I'd already be out of the plane.
yeah, I mean, he's one of the best like visual storytellers.
I love him
when it
so
comes
much.
to cars.
I
ever.
need to tell him that I wouldn't be here without him, and I need him to look at me and be like, "I don't give a fuck."
I also.
and I would love that. So
I would
much.
also not be here
Excuse
if it
my
wasn't for
French.
him.
100%.
As we know.
I watched so much Harris. Like he could tell me anything, and I'd be like, "Yes, Harris."
Just watching him hoon, like literally.
Such a good driver.
He's.
I hope he's at Goodwood.
He might be.
I don't know though. I still don't know.
Come on, it's a
Probably
250.
Probably
It's a 250
short wheelbase.
Like
yeah.
you're not gonna say a 360. You're not gonna say a 458.
No. I also really like. I'm starting to like the Series 2 GTOs. I never really appreciated
Oh yeah,
those.
no, those are beautiful.
Yeah.
We had one
And
of those at the Concours.
And the
in 21.
noise of that.
Remember at when we were at ICE and that like 250 LM came in the
Oh
garage?
yeah, I was like, bye bye.
It was a
That was a
Yeah, I mean the noise that car.
dude.
that car looked stunning.
I was
It was so good, but it
I
had
was
some
so
issues.
tired because I didn't sleep on the flight, and that was like I drank like 18 espressos after
Yeah, you're
hearing.
like,
It was so good.
I mean, it was
blew up
loud.
my
Yeah.
it was so.
He's just
But
completely
that's what you
blew
want.
out.
That's what you want with Ferrari. You want that.
You want drama.
You want that emotion, and that's gone.
And I think if it was a modern car, it'd be LaFerrari.
Aperta.
No.
I'd get the Aperta.
I love it
Okay.
when Sean. Oh God.
Is that all the questions?
Whenever we're in like Switzerland or like San
Close
Moritz,
to Italy.
San Moritz is like efficient Italy. So is like Lugano and
Efficient Italy.
Yeah.
No strikes.
yeah, because it's Switzerland.
They have
Yeah.
Uber.
Yeah,
People work.
but the best,
Work.
the
The
best.
train takes me to the hotel.
Yeah, the train and it comes at the same time and
Dude.
leaves at the same time. Dude, I love it when like we're ever around Italians and Sean's like, ah, blah, blah, blah. He does the best Italian voice.
Oh my god.
I think that's all we have.
Yeah, but we're what else? Yeah, we have a lot coming up. We have our
We have the
Goodwood
changeover
trip.
this week.
Yeah, changeover Goodwood trip to the members meeting, which
This
you
isn't
guys are all
working out.
going to. Then we're going to.
Very excited, as always.
Then we have our veteran car tour the first weekend of May.
We have Cars
Oh,
and
yeah.
Coffee starting in less than a
When you're
month,
at
people.
Goodwood.
Less than a month. Get the cars out, get them lubed up, and get them here.
Yeah, and then we're going
Right
to.
on. It's aggressive.
And then the next.
I want to see
shi-
everybody.
Yeah.
Always.
So it's gonna be fun.
We got a lot going on. Antonio's been in the lair. He needs a little sun, so
Yeah.
we'll get him outside
I've just
ASAP.
been stuck in a basement
Yeah,
editing.
you've been
with the
editing.
boys.
They don't let you out until like 7 p.m. They unlock the door. Then go, okay, you're free to go.
Okay, come out. It's safe now.
You can take your train back to your house.
Are you getting a new car? You've had that mini rental.
No, I got my Mini back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, new. I had a cracked subframe.
No way.
Yeah, subframe cracked. Probably from when I
Hit a tree?
No, that was
Oh, that was a Porsche.
That was the
Sorry.
first Boxster.
Wait. So
what
happened?
What happened was like 5 years ago when I just got that car and I hit a deer.
it's one crash to another.
Dude, I'm literally so unlucky. They think that that's what caused the subframe to crack, but like obviously they didn't know because like the car was, they replaced like the hood and like all this stuff on the front where I hit the deer. But I was having this like weird steering issue where like I'd come down the road and I would like slightly accelerate and the car would just like
Oh
the
my
steering
God.
wheel would like just like move.
Wait, so did you have to pay for this?
Yeah.
That sucks.
So what did they do? Did they?
They replaced the subframe was cracked, so they replaced the subframe and then they replaced the front left control arm.
Wait, this is the front subframe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Front left control arm and all the bushings and then an engine mount because like everything was just kind of shifting. The right one was fine, but yeah. So I got that all fixed. But now it's like a brand new car because I was dealing with the weird steer.
That's so crazy, dude.
I could like predict when it would happen, so I would just be like super smooth wherever I would drive. But now it's like perfect.
Awesome.
So-
Avoid deer
Well,
and trees.
thank you.
Mhm.
And on those wise words, we can end.
It's a good finish.
Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Really high energy finish. Hi, Mom.